We could suggest that this corner is pointing at the Culcaigh mountain, which is over there, and that this chamber here is looking out at the sunset on Beltania or Lunasa, one of the cross-quarter days. And as I said in the talk last night, Lunasa is still celebrated in Holy Well, Balcoo, to this very day in August. Where people probably lived up to 5,000 years ago. Now, you might immediately say, oh, come on, that's too small to live in. But you think in those days, better temperature, an outdoor life. Oh, what did they need the house for? They cooked outside, or if they cooked inside, that's all they needed was the fire there. They sat around the fire, and then they lay down and slept. And then they went out and spent the rest of the time outside hunting and living. The hut was only for shelter, for eating and sleeping.
And traditional rock art is usually cups and rings, or maybe what archaeologists call rosette patterns, which are cups surrounded by cups. Over the past 1 or 2 years here in Burren, we have found what we would term sculpting. In particular, apex sculpting. This sort of thing, and those of you who were at Gaby's show last night, listen to Gaby graphically explain what he thought this was, right? But certainly the apex has been shaped into, let's just call it, I think, a fertility symbol, right? The back of it has a hollow, a cup with a channel running away from it. Again, the edges have been smoothed. I think it's 4 or 5 years ago, we came here, I think it was on a Sunday, and we're looking around this area. We thought again, this bit of a mound here, the moss and pink, and suddenly began to feel patterns with the fingers. All right. The cups surrounded by cups are, the archaeologists call them rosette motifs. That's why I call it the Rosetta Stone. It's covered in rosettes. But as well as being covered in rosettes, it has its edge grooving. That shows up best around Balton again. We're at the beginning of May, end of April. Now, as I said, they are what archaeologists are, right? There's no problem in recognising the cups and rings, the rosettes, and they call it Atlantic rock art. And the reason they call it Atlantic rock art is that those motifs are found all along the Atlantic fringe, from the Iberian Peninsula through France, Brittany, through Britain, Ireland, up to the Hebrides and I think the Orkneys. So they call it Atlantic rock art. So this is an example. Well, that's their terminology.
Isn't that something?
We are adding some. Okay.
Look at that. That's a perfect little circle.
The interesting thing about this is there are cups underneath it. It was flipped over. It was balanced on chalkstone.
It may not still be there because it's been 5,000 years now. So. Oh, put your hand in underneath. Another reason why we know that this is a fresh face is because we've been told by Dr. Emmanuel Mons.
Yeah. The fresh face being the split face, the cleaner of that.
There are the chalkstones that are holding that boulder up. This is the boulder with the cup marks underneath.
This is at least 5,000 years old, possibly 6. In terms of the bedrock again, if you look at it, you'll find the limestone, the bedrock, full of fossil. That fossil is coral from the tropical sea. We've walls come together, and I'll use that lovely word again.